Hey, welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Old World Blues. We're doing 5.1 update Rocky Mountain High, which is all based on Colorado. But you had a bunch of other stuff that's up here to the top right, including in the Northern Commonwealth, the Roach King, which is awesome. And you got Ouroboros in Utah. So today we are going to do Bull's Dements and the Luminous ones. Born within the glowing cradle, the faithful of the eternal luminous glow followed their great founder into the Houndland seeking new converts. For ghouldom is a holy gift and one that must be spread to all mankind, sheltering them from the evils of time, age, and death. And should the people not listen, gripped instead by their fear of spiritual corrosion, then the blessings of radiation will be brought to them by any means necessary. Yet treachery will bar them from their home, and they will be left stranded before the coming storm. Should they survive, more tests of faith, not the least of all the march to their homeland, lies before them. They need but weather them, for the salvation of all ghouls must be spread. So they got Necron-looking guy. To strengthen the worthy, not every ghoul can withstand the transformation that must be undergone. Ghoulification, as it stands, is an uncertain act. Far too often are souls found wanting and pass away, or are left without their minds intact. And in the act of mercy, the great necromancer seeks ways to sturdy the spirit and improve the odds that one safely acquires the blessing. And you got Sanctify the Nightly Order. Warriors of proven loyal and talent can be allotted specialized equipment and privileges, swearing allegiance to the kingdom and to each other. These radiant knights will grind to dust the walls of our foes and tear down their meaningless flags. And then finally, Homecoming. At last, begin the celebrations, for the cradle once more in the hands of the truly luminous. We get Faith of the Eternal Luminous Glow, so we get plus 25.25 political power, negative 20% manpower, negative 20%, 25% monthly population. No shit. 5+% stability and appeal to refugees. Negative 50%, of course. Okay, let's go. So we're here next to the Baggers and the Withered Dogs, Black Canyon glow bugs. As you see from this update, things are a little different. Like the sleepers are over here instead of over here. Some people have gone the way of the dodo. So we're gonna do Dough Baby. I will admit, this new update made things a little harder in this game. They've actually put out another update, like a little mini one that adjusted some of the weapons. But all right, once a man, no ghoul ever started this way. No, they didn't. Hope you're all doing well today. Get the my beginning stuff out of the bat. I always play it this way, honestly. I always want industry because I always feel industry is important. Now what do we have as an army? We have militia, undying knights, and dim bulbs. Tell you what the dim bulbs are. They are feral ghouls, which is awesome. So they get like a lot of 20% movement, 20% attack, defense. They're awesome. In radiated areas. This is not radiated, but this is. No, actually, that's not even radiated. What the hell? That's radiated. Okay. We want to close that, put that, because I want ghouls first. For their events and decisions, just a normal basic one. This one, it ain't a scene, it's a damn arms race. The Coloradan powder keg. The barren land stretches between Dog City and the plain tributary today is almost entirely inhabited by ghouls. Most of them have been chased out from the aforementioned city, while others migrated here, searching for safe haven. There was peace between the peoples, but everything changed when the expedition from New California Republic arrived. Soldiers and scientists flooded the place, taking leadership over the settlements and middle regions. While no actual atrocity has happened to date, change is clearly in the air. Sooner or later, something will happen which will trigger the unavoidable conflict, and the only question is not if, but when. The NCR people are the baggers right here, with Dr. Goddard and General Coolidge. Here's my pace here. So the conflict is going to be between these three.
Yes.
So might as well just get set up right there. And we have 359 days. We could extend that time or limit or shorten that time. God damn it. I hate that so much. All right. Proceed. The Abyss, the great glowing one, blessed be his will. No one needed question his holiness. Prayer for the misled. Book of Glow, 519. The figure of the Luminous One, the necromancer known as the Great Glowing One, does not talk or discuss his life before the glow, nor do any of his followers. Some of his closest advisors do not believe he himself even remembers. However, he talks of things only those born or having lived in the Great War could know. The decadence of America, the greenery of the land, the civility and the mundane nature of life of the nation that only years away from recovering or collapsing in on itself. However, the Great Glowing One was not always so great. Unbeknownst to all his followers, aside from his closest and most trusted devotees, the Great Glowing One remembers being sickly and ill. He remembers machines made for monitoring health, beeping wildly, cries of sorrow, the look of solemn regret, a long droning wail, followed by a series of sudden beeps. He does not know why he is sickly, but those memories of mortality gave him all the reason he needed to never submit to the weakness ever again. Made reality through the becoming of the Glowing One. In truth, the Glowing One's time before the Great War was marked by... So you could make a choice here. A struggle with vicious disease, possibly cancerous. The near fatal experience in not having eaten for days. Wounds suffered from an undetermined conflict. Perhaps even self-inflicted. I like suffer from an undetermined conflict. Perhaps even self-inflicted. It's like the internal struggle.
Some of the falsehoods circulated about radiation effects are trivial, but upsetting. They're beamed right at one's self-esteem.
And will eventually result in a race of bald-headed people. Just imagine it. Imagine yourself with no hair. They'll call you old skinhead, old chrome dome. And that's not all radioactivity will do. It will...
Enough exposure to radiation will cause loss of hair. The treatment, if you'd insist, would be symptomatic, a toupee. But the condition would only be temporary. Your hair would come back, same color, same cowlick.
So the next one. Then a beast. Reaching epiphany took many years and the edge of madness and damnation. So, with our line here, we just need to create some more units to cover the rest of it. Alright, staring in. The Great Glowing One, after the Great War, spent much time wandering the new wastelands that America had become. He saw ordinary animals become mutated beasts. He saw those like himself go mad with rage, sadness, or worse, never to recover. He was shot at by early survivors who did not understand or care for the green glow of their visitors, lest they potentially contracted themselves. At times, the Great Glowing One once again suffered between the knowledge of if he even needed to consume food or drink. All these and more factored in the eventual descent into madness of the Great Glowing One. Visions of things that weren't there, grotesque distortions of otherwise normal or unassuming sights, even cries and calls from an androgynous voice, begging him to come back. He was on the brink of becoming those he had seen, feral, beastly, and mindless. It was only with the arrival of the lucid and slowly deranging Great Glowing One to a radioactive wasteland just outside the Coloradan Sanitary of Nebraska. Ho, ye yonder! A brilliant vision engulfed the mind of the eyes of the Great Glowing One. He sat about to bring his true vision. Chants of the Clarity, Book of the Glow, 313. He saw the earth and all of its people on it holding hands in unity. Visions of unity. He saw the massive military, tens of thousands of ghouls armed to the teeth ready for war. Visions of legion. He saw a bright light, seemingly fractured reality, promising the secrets of the universe. Visions of truth. I like Visions of Legion. Now, a priest. Invigorated, the Great One walked forth and spread the word of the eternal luminous glow onto the masses, and his conviction rallied many to the cause. That makes me look like Necron, just the green glow. Here, let's get 2 going. Shepherding the lambs. From the ashes of despair and the depths of madness, the Great Glowing One emerged with newfound purpose, as radiant and unyielding as the glow itself. He would be shepherd of humanity's radiant future. His travels took him far and wide, seeking wisdom and truth where it could be found. One pivotal stop was Gravestone, where the Bishop of Plutonius taught him, and the sacred rites of atomic reverence. There he learned to wield radiation as both salvation and weapon, to split ignorance like the atom under pressure, releasing the cleansing light of conversion. When he left Gravestone, it was with their fairy blessing. In the glow, we all reforged. Returning to the cradle, the Great Glowing One began his mission in earnest. His silver-green tongue worked tirelessly, preaching to humans and ghouls alike, proclaiming the inevitability of ghoulification as humanity's next holy step. One of which was the first converts was the Glowing Father, once a pre-war Buddhist refugee and living embodiment of the tantric mysteries, who had wandered the waste for decades in search of peace. The Glowing Father's tranquil demeanor and deep understanding of the suffering brought a spiritual weight to the Great Glowing One's burgeoning movement, and together they traveled the wilds, bringing forth followers back to the cradle. While the Glowing Father prided himself in converting through compassion and reason, the Great Glowing One, haunted by memories of his encounter with violent and hostile Westlanders, took a different approach. He began constructing a private sanctum where he could experiment on faith, humanity, and the glow itself. There he performed rituals of conversion on the unwilling, their screams echoing through the cradle as flesh and faith were forged into something new. Witness! My disciples, the unworthy, shall be stripped of their weakness, their fragile humanity split apart like the unstable isotope, and from their radiance, a devout ghoul shall emerge, baptized by the light of the glow. The Great Glowing One, Book of Eternity, redacted. Great Glowing One used his silver-green tongue to convert to his cradle. Whether converts could only be found by land, sea, or air, the Great Glowing One would find them. The Great Father grew concerned at his amount of time the Great One spent in his lab. I don't know what basic technology they're talking about, but I get bicycles. I like the basic technology because why not? Betrayal by the heretics. Deception. The so-called father of the cradle is foolish and venomous. Rejected the path we must walk for the world. They have turned many against their Great Glowing One and usurped the place of the founding. He's talking about over here. Right there. That's the Buddhist Great Glowing Father. The Father and the Great One. The glowing cradle, having grown and grown over the years, slowly went from a radioactive wasteland to a near military-industrial complex. Crucifixions were set up upon the mouth of the most radiant pits for conversion to the most devout humans. Armories, barracks, and armored churches sprout up across the little land could be settled on. Sermons of peace and prosperity were slowly replaced by angry shouts of conversion for the unworthy and gifts for the ungifted. The glowing father, having gone on longer and longer individual missions, slowly realizing the militant conversion of the faith he had once been a harbinger of, and sought to make things right. Taking the great glowing ones aside for a sermon, the great father referred him to a location across the river that could be the next step in expanding the faith. With pre-war water treatment facilities and abandoned uranium mines that could make for a new conversion center. In reality, the glowing father had only visited the location once, deeming it worthless and unable to be properly restored by anyone, even his own followers. It was with this knowledge that he sent the Great Glowing One and the majority of the militant mass on their way. After that, across the river, he had his peaceful acolytes build outposts and barricades across the river, ensuring it could not be crossed, and locking the newly luminous one to their side of the river. The Great Glowing One, having only realized the trickery after several weeks of lost contact, he set his followers out on to claim the heavily radiated ruins of Cheyenne, while establishing himself in the Red Mountain, in preparation for the conflict with those who had taken to a nearly hostile approach to his face. The Baggers, due to their belief that no one should be forcefully converted to any religion, let alone forcing ghoulification, and the Withered Dogs for their experience with religious charlatans in the past. Rejoice, followers! We shall settle and make a new cradle here. Witness! At every town, preach at every fire, we shan't stop until all are one. The false father has angered me. He shall not live to repeat it. I like that one. Arms Workshop. We need more water. We get that going, we get 2 Arms Workshop, so. And then we could get water. House of Worship. Cut off from the original Temple of Faith, here in Colorado, we will need to erect new structures from which to teach the masses. Ideally, each town will only one day feature a temple in their most irradiated zone. So that went by really freaking crazy. Holy shit. Hey, we got farming done. All right, next, let's get some more. You always use more people. Oh, and we could also set this up. Actually, we should probably get to 150 so I could change it to well-equipped army. House of Worship. Melting down the past. Many implements of the previous world and trinkets of our past lives can be melted down and find new purpose in the eternity that is to come. We get a bunch of iron. Hey, look at that. Well-equipped army. So let's get work assignments and woodworking. What happened to my extra arms factory? I guess that really didn't help us, did it? Yeah. What I can also do, because I have enough pipe weapons, I can make Undying Knights. Who will lead them? Great, of course, the Great Glowing One. Mantras of war. Many workers chant litanies together as they construct the armaments that will forge our new tomorrow. I just need 2 more water. Okay, now I can start doing these. So we will do friends in high places. Because I want to get that political power going quicker. Rad radiated crops. There is still debate on if we truly need to continue growing food, or if those who trusted the globe could sustain themselves on rads alone. For now, though, we most find their stomachs call for substance. Get up there. Because person of the community. Helps us get all our advisors quickly. Alright, since we got that going and that done, I want to get some upgrades for our ferals. Fearless violence. One of the most unsettling traits of the feral mutant is their complete lack of fear or any substance of self-preservation. No matter how dangerous the situation is, they'll throw themselves headlong into danger without any ounce of hesitation or doubt, often to the gory effect. Very good. Maybe we'll have it done. Probably not. We'll figure something out. Holy water. There are many means of ensuring the waters of these lands are sufficiently blessed. The parish of Chugwater, for example, prefers the crack fusion cells to toss them into the wells. So we get water. Which is necessary. How do I fall ill? Well, I seem to fall ill easily. Yeah, just don't ask how that's possible. More food. Work assignments? Let's get that going. Hey, what do we got now? So, output. Recruitable population factor probably would be good. Alright, we got that done. And probably should get mantras of peace for the hell of it. Steady chant can help with disciplining the mind and soothing the soul during a hard day of labor. My war factories way outnumber my civilian factories, so it's probably a fool's errand. Yep. Ghoul attack. Yeah, I think I have enough weapons to do another group. Do I have enough? Yeah, I do. Let's do another one. How many days left? 176. Hell yeah. More dim bulbs. Hey, they still bring light to the community, even if they are dim. Let's get Virtue of Wrath. What soul could stand by while the enemies around us grow stronger? Who would stay their anger while the faithless aim their blades at our people? While they gather strength to destroy us, there could be no peace. Shake hands, make empty promises. Why not? I'll spend 100 so I could extend the time for that. I can only do it once. But that 30 extra days could mean another group of men. Everything that can contribute to the coming war in Colorado shall leave no stone unturned. Okay, I guess. Kind of short-sighted, but whatever. Screw you guys. Greedy merchants. While some traders avoid our lands, there are still caravans willing to take our caps in exchange for wartime supplies and armaments. They charge high prices and sell to our enemies as well, of course, but we hardly are in a position to be picky. In the future, they too will embrace the glow and weep at their choices here, and we will forgive them. Okay. One said Crusader pistol. What's a Crusader pistol? Let me read that again. What's a Crusader pistol? That sounds cool. A proud parish. We are not justly proud of our accomplishments in such a short time. Betrayed and alone, with hostile forces or faces on all sides, we have built the beginning of a new order in the wasteland, one that will liberate all from sickness and death. We cannot let it fall here, when we have so much more to do. How much time do I got left? 121 days. So, any things here that would be good for me? Not at the moment. Let's see. Land doctrine. Yeah, just army experience and land doctrine probably be good. Proud parish. So I have to be at war with them to use these. So in the meantime, we could prepare other things. So, armies of the faithful. Many souls marched into Colorado, seeking to spread the glow. Trapped now, they still keep their faith in their trying times. The raid of Fort Laramie. Which is right there. More ghouls. Why not? But we've covered that pretty well. Hey, we're finally positive now. We got 113 days left. Let's pick another guy. Hey, let's pick one of these guys. I don't need one of those right now. Breakthrough 10%. Yeah, that one's good. Just looking for key items on those.
Yeah.
Welcome to the army. How many weapons I got? Hey, let's do another. We got more ghoul infantry. The raid of Fort Laramie. Gers silently stood alone alongside his loyal task force on a hill overlooking the east side of Fort Laramie. The Rodden general, as he had come to be identified by those who had despised and those who praised him, raised his warhammer handle, silently slamming the head into the ground. It was time. A single shot was fired in the air, signaling the remaining force of the west side of the fork that it was time to attack. The brown cows of Gers and his group massed their entry into the fort. Without effort, while most of the fort's men were focused on the major direct attack on the west side, Gers' group took out the remaining soldiers who wanted to investigate the shot and had come out from the east side. Skulls were smashed, blades cut through fresh and rotted flesh alike. Silenced bullets ended the lives of the soldiers, and yet all of it was done without a sound, even despite the rapturous roar that continued to emerge from the west side of the fort. As Gers entered the courtyard, he sent his men out to the remaining barracks and eliminating the stragglers. Reaching the bow of his cow, he pulled out a black furled cloth, unfurled it, revealing the flag to be Luminous ones. The skull painted with the radium paint. Planting and raising the flag of the lone flagpole center of the fort, Gers pulled out his warhammer from his back sling, extending the handle and head of the hammer. He drew the hammer back as far as he could go, harnessing all the possible power he could from within, and provided by the luminous armor, he slammed it as hard into the ground as he could. The shockwave emitted the strike nearly as par of a minor earthquake. Glass shattered, wood smashed, and unarmored humans and ghouls, soldiers of the Black Canyon, stumbled and fell. While the luminous force remained steadfast, their armor protected them from the effects of the strike. As the rhythmic echo of the hammer strike became silent, the burgeoning silence was instead met with enormous roar of the Luminous ones, upon seeing the flag of their nation raised high into the air. I thought it was already mine. Isn't that right there? I don't know, maybe that was something, but whatever. That's cool. More pipe pistol. One cannot smite with fate alone. Faith alone. Armaments need to be fashioned either from raw scrap or repairing the rusty remains of the world that was. $103 left. I think we're doing pretty good. They can't do that. Shoot them or something. I don't want no damn followers. Plant cultivation. Let's get repairs. They're producing them pretty quickly. Just a wave of zombies. Luminous memories. Some of our people have lived for centuries now, and the wisdom they keep will guide us on the road through trial and tribulation. Cool. Oh yeah, what do we got here for this one? Make it a shuffle. Make sure everything's added. Alright. Production. Hey, Fearless Violence is almost done. Hey, we had it before the start of conflict. Now get Feral Ghoul Roamers. Glowing commanders. For those whose spirit has enabled them to maintain some of the glow within themselves and release it back into the world. On the field of battle, they can heal and empower the ghouls around them. Given their strength is only natural, most make it a position of leadership. So we get those 2 commanders. I feel sorry for the baggers. They have a big army coming at them. Yeah, I can make these guys full now. I got enough. Now these guys are 100 defense and 10 breakthrough, while dim bulbs have 15 breakthrough, but only 10 defense. So they're not really good at defending. No. Here, let's actually add to these guys. There you go. How much do we need for that? We'll make up for them. 43 days. How about we train them in that time? How do you train a feral? I have no idea. Newfound fighting spirit or histories of violence. So let you go with weapons, arms production, or just more dim bulbs. I like this one more. Newfound fighting spirits. Many of those who could fight in the name of our faith. Should we reject any of those who could pick up a weapon? Or even those who cannot? No, don't discriminate. We could do frontline operations, division organization, division attack planning speed. I like that one more. Because we need more organization. There you go. How much time we got? 41 days. We should give 10 days rest. We'll do that after. Let's get more food. More food. More pop. Alright, 20 days left. How are we in there? Hey, everyone's regular now. Strength of conviction. Great faith will lay low the enemies of the Luminous. We get a bunch of added bonuses for that.
What's up?
14 days. 12. Okay, there you go. Stop.
Hey,
Training.
good to see you.
Okay, good to see you too. More training.
Hello.
He's ready to make them. Unfortunately, not enough time to fill these guys out, but that's okay. What we should do is get these guys on the front line no matter what.
Yep.
And then start it the moment the war starts. Look at that. Already 86. Oh, make that aggressive. Who cares? Actually, no. Just, cut them off from supplies.
Fall back.
No, actually, help him. With that, we can actually start working on Masterful Engineer.
We'll get him.
We'll save the force attack for when we're fighting these guys. But as you see there, we already cut them off and crushed them. Once Camp Baggers falls, this will be over. I do know if they lose Outpost Aaron Kimball, they lose both these two, that one falls no matter what. Personal experience. Dim bulbs, the weak-willed, those dim bulbs who pass through the glow without retaining their minds, ferals, as the unbelievers call them, are given eternity, but no means to appreciate it. They can still prove useful to us, however, for they seek out the untouched judiciously. We get more dim bulbs. I'm not losing too many. I'm actually still gaining. I need repairs. We need to clear this war just because we want one enemy at a time. All right, reform. And push on him. Warrior glow. Oh, I've been missing out on a bunch of stuff. Send a call home. What the hell does that mean? Inspire our ouster with a cradle. There are many remaining. Oh, I don't care for that. Dirty Bomb. Cleansing Light. While ghoulification is usually a long, drawn-out process of careful conversion, our enemies are giving us few options. While it will be difficult to sneak them into their territory, blessed material strapped to heavily explosives in a correct manner can irradiate a town in minutes, transforming at least part of the population into ghouls. Likely dim bulbs, of course, but if we fail here, many others will be denied salvation. What does that also remind me of? Right there.
Hello there.
Join the fight.
Flank him.
We're already stabilizing those lines.
Hey.
Yep, back to... I don't care about that. I don't really care about that. We'll get the warrior glow. Today, the Great Glowing One will walk through the ranks of our forces, bestowing his glow on them before the battles to come. Yep, pushing there, pushing there. Oh, hey, since you're there, why don't you barrel your way over? There's nobody over here anyway, so... Oh, he got cut off. Hey, just go this way. There we go. They're reconnected. And we are winning. Let's start working on that one. Local conversion. As was our original goal, converting the people of Colorado in spirit and in body is an ongoing mission. As always, not everyone survives the test of luminosity. But those who do will be grateful for what we have bestowed upon them. I bet, buddy. I bet. We need caravans, too. So we gotta get the food to the ferals. Because I do think in Fallout 76, when you even become a ghoul, the ferals still attack you. Kind of poor planning on that one. Aha! Gotcha. What do you... Go here. Get Julesburg. Damn it. They saw my plan.
Hey, good to see you.
How bad are things for me? Oh, so bad for them. Hey, we're positive, or have a surplus in barrels now. Set up conversion centers. It'd be good. It'd be quite economical. Alright. Repair of the old road. Armies and missionaries must be able to cross the lengths of our controlled territory to do the bidding of the Great One. With the blessing of the glow, we could travel throughout even the worst rad spots, so long as the paths are sufficiently repaired. Get those going. Broke that. Just keep pushing on them. They're on the backfield. And once that's taken, it's over. Like that. I think we got nail guns. Victory. The last shot in the war for the Northern Colorado ranged out today. The Smooth Skins and the Withered Dogs have both fallen before our ardent fervor and growing might. A wind passes along the edge of the great Rocky Mountains, as if the sigh of relief that our war is done. It carries away the smell of gunpowder off on the breeze. But the stench of death and decay remains, and will remain until our converts clear it away to build something better. That's the hard part, isn't it? A better world starts today. I bet, buddy. Appointing a scribe and alchemist. Several learned souls are better put to use understanding the world around us and recovering knowledge of the past. Formal titles and organizations will aid us in the quest to know what can be known. We get better research and stability, which is necessary. Back to Red Mountain. We will not be pushed around. Could just invade him. no.
Oh, now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up.
Really, douchebags. Is that supported by them?
Yeah.
Wow. Warcraft 3. Oh. I was wondering what that was. Good lord. That came out of nowhere.
Incoming.
Here, we have to take this seriously. So mobilize the people. Probably get service volunteers out. I don't know how many men. They don't have many men, so. But if Black Canyon gets involved, it's gonna be bad for me. Imminent raid. Thanks, assholes. Means they're gonna pull 6 divisions away from me. One day in eternity, collecting tithes. One day in eternity, a petty currency will no longer be necessary in organized society. Goods and labor will flow in harmony. That is, not this day. Send out the priests, for the faith needs cold hard bottle caps to survive the present day. Indeed it does.
Get some.
Let's keep pushing. Keep pushing. Frick.
Yep.
Alright, we got them cut off. Some of them are cut off. Jesus Christ, they have power armor.
Flank 'em.
Buttheads. I'm gonna save this one. Hey, more metalworking.
I'm gonna blow you to pieces.
Countryside raided. Thanks a lot. Done. One. Why you guys did that is beyond me.
Howdy.
Alright. While that is going on, Jesus. Probably should get. See, creature units also includes feral. So get that going. Alright, I'm gonna end it here for this episode of Luminous Ones. With the great glowing one. What is that he's holding? It's like a stick with something on it. I can't tell exactly. But hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment how you think. Ooh, they're going well. Hope you have a good rest of your day. I'll see you next time. And ta-ta.